Why most people will struggle financially in the next 5 years is not a fear-based headline. It is a realistic observation based on economic patterns, behavioral habits, policy shifts, and personal financial mismanagement trends that are already visible today. The next 5 years will not be defined by a single economic collapse or dramatic event. Instead, they will be shaped by slow pressure, rising living costs, stagnant wage growth in many sectors, automation, shifting government policies, increasing debt burdens, and a widening financial literacy gap. Most people will not struggle because they are incapable. They will struggle because they are unprepared for structural change. Today, we will talk about Social Security, what to expect and how to plan around it. So before we start, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. One of the biggest reasons people will struggle financially is persistent inflation. Even when inflation rates cool on paper, the price levels rarely go back down. Groceries, rent, insurance premiums, utilities, healthcare, and education costs continue climbing over time. Income, however, does not always rise at the same pace. When expenses grow faster than wages, purchasing power quietly erodes. This does not feel dramatic at first. It feels manageable. But over 5 years, that erosion compounds, and what once felt affordable becomes stressful. Housing will continue to be one of the most significant financial pressure points. Rent increases in urban and suburban areas, property taxes, maintenance costs, and higher interest rates on mortgages reduce affordability. For many individuals, housing already consumes 30% to 50% of their income. If that percentage rises further, there is less room for savings, investing, or emergency preparation. The result is financial fragility, one unexpected expense away from debt accumulation. Debt will also be a defining factor. Consumer debt levels remain high across credit cards, auto loans, personal loans, and student loans. High-interest debt compounds quickly, especially when minimum payments barely cover interest. Many households operate in a cycle where debt payments reduce their ability to save, and the lack of savings forces them to rely on more debt during emergencies. Over a 5-year horizon, compounding interest becomes a heavy burden that slows or completely halts financial progress. Another critical factor is job market disruption. Automation, artificial intelligence, and global competition are transforming industries. Roles that once provided stable middle-income wages are evolving or disappearing. Workers who fail to upskill or adapt may find themselves underemployed or displaced. The transition between careers can be financially destabilizing without an emergency fund or adaptable skill set. Those who continuously invest in learning will likely remain competitive. Those who remain static may struggle. Healthcare costs are another silent threat. Even with insurance, deductibles, co-pays, and uncovered treatments can strain finances. Chronic conditions, aging populations, and unpredictable medical emergencies make healthcare a top financial risk. Without adequate insurance coverage and emergency savings, a single health event can erase years of progress. Retirement insecurity will also intensify. Many individuals are underfunded for retirement and rely heavily on government programs for future support. Programs such as Social Security may face funding challenges or benefit adjustments over time. Individuals who assume these benefits will fully replace their working income may find themselves financially unprepared. The next 5 years are critical for increasing retirement contributions, maximizing employer matches, and building diversified investment portfolios. Financial literacy gaps compound every other issue. Many people were never taught how compound interest works, how taxes impact income, how to evaluate insurance policies, or how to build diversified investments. Without foundational knowledge, individuals make reactive decisions, selling investments during downturns, overspending during income spikes, or failing to prepare for irregular expenses. Over time, these small mistakes create large consequences. Lifestyle inflation will continue trapping earners. As salaries increase, expenses rise to match. Larger homes, upgraded cars, subscription services, dining out, travel, and digital conveniences absorb income growth. Without intentional restraint, higher earnings do not translate into wealth building. Instead, They raise the cost of maintaining one's lifestyle, increasing vulnerability during downturns. Another pressure point is economic volatility. Markets cycle, recessions occur, asset prices fluctuate. Individuals who invest without understanding risk tolerance or time horizon may panic during downturns and lock in losses. Emotional investing, buying during hype and selling during fear, destroys long-term returns. Over 5 years, disciplined investors who stay consistent then often outperform those who react emotionally. Taxes and policy changes also influence financial stability. Adjustments to tax brackets, capital gains taxes, benefits eligibility, or healthcare regulations can alter disposable income. Many households do not proactively plan for tax efficiency. They wait until filing season, rather than strategically optimizing deductions, retirement contributions, and investment placement throughout the year. The gig economy adds another layer of complexity. While flexible, gig work often lacks employer-sponsored benefits such as health insurance, retirement contributions, and paid leave. Workers must self-manage taxes, insurance, and retirement savings. Without disciplined planning, irregular income can create cash flow instability and tax surprises. Social comparison through digital platforms also impacts finances. Exposure to curated lifestyles encourages overspending to maintain appearances. Cars, vacations, designer brands, and luxury experiences create pressure to spend beyond one's means. Over 5 years, habitual overspending driven by comparison can prevent wealth accumulation entirely. Emergency savings remain critically low for many households. Without 3 to 6 months of essential expenses saved, individuals remain financially exposed. Job loss, medical emergencies, or major repairs lead directly to high-interest debt. A weak financial buffer transforms temporary setbacks into long-term struggles. Education costs continue rising as well. Families planning for children's education face significant tuition increases. Without early investment strategies or savings plans, parents may take on large loans or compromise retirement security to fund education. Another major factor is underinvestment. Many individuals keep excessive cash in low-yield accounts out of fear, missing long-term growth opportunities. Inflation erodes idle cash. Strategic, diversified investing helps counteract inflation and build wealth over time. Failure to invest appropriately limits financial mobility. Psychological fatigue also plays a role. Constant exposure to economic uncertainty can lead to avoidance behavior. Instead of addressing finances proactively, individuals ignore statements, delay budgeting, and postpone investing. Avoidance creates compounding consequences. Building multiple income streams can provide resilience. Side businesses, freelance services, dividend investments, rental income, or skill-based consulting create diversification. When one income source weakens, others can provide stability. Automating finances also increases success rates. Automatic transfers to savings and retirement accounts reduce reliance on willpower. Structured systems outperform motivation alone. The coming years will likely reward discipline, adaptability, continuous education, diversified income, prudent investing, and long-term thinking. While external forces cannot be controlled, internal financial behavior can. Those who recognize these trends early can avoid becoming part of the struggling majority. If you liked this video and would like to see more like it, please give it the thumbs up. Leave a comment and click the button to subscribe.